Hello and welcome to another installment of the Long Island Daily Roast. We're on to a new topic today. It's one that hits near and dear to my heart: staying motivated. I'm your host, Sal Leota.
I'm your host, Gary Lombardi.
And I
And
am your co-host, Doris Vidal Dorsch.
yes,
So I
good.
think we should start today with. Well, I think we're going to give it to Gary because Gary's very, very informative on this topic. So we're going to start off with you, Gary. Uh, our first episode is going to be strictly on motivation. So um, you take the torch here, and we'll kind of follow up with you.
Yeah, so we have here, we're going to talk about motivation, inspiration, and encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a difference, okay? So the first motivation, what is motivation? I think for me personally, motivation is uh, we get it. It's more external sources that we get motivation from. Um, we encourage ourselves. We see something. We see people succeeding, whether it's in sports or in business. A speaker speaks and they talk about a topic. Well, they motivate us. They motivate us um, to hopefully take action. Okay. And I personally think the shortcoming with that is that it can be short lived sometimes. A lot of people get motivated for quick results, and when the challenges and the difficulties come, the duration to have to stand steady in the dry times, motivation doesn't always hold up because we received it from someone else. Okay, as opposed to inspiration. Inspiration comes from within. It's something we're inspired. We're put on fire. You know, um, it's inspire. The word itself indicates spirit. Okay, the universe connects on energy and spirit, and inspiration lasts through the dry times. When you get that inspiration, no matter what's going on, you don't waver because you feel it in your heart, and your heart is strong. Whereas motivation, someone else, in a way, they gave it to you, and it's not the same as when uh, uh, when you bring it about, when it comes naturally. Inspiration is a powerful thing, and I love it. And so I think there's a big difference there, and we'll let the doctor continue on that. And the last thing, an encouragement sort of follows along with motivation. I encourage you, by enticing you. I encourage you by, hey, you can do this, Mr. Smith. You can achieve this, that, or the other. It really has its benefits, and I may be able to encourage you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to maybe motivate you temporarily to take action.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
maybe encouragement would have been a good one to start with because it kind of goes encouragement,
it does.
motivation, and then inspiration, where we eventually want to end up. And now that you explained it like that, because I know we spoke before the podcast,
Yeah.
where you asked me that question, like, am I motivated or am I inspired?
Yes, I'd like. Yes, yes. I was thinking of you when we took this topic. Yeah.
I didn't really
So
think about it like that until you just explained it, kind of like that. Like, I definitely do feel like I'm motivated from a lot of things that I see. Like, I watch a lot of Steve Harvey. I watch a lot of motivational speakers. I'm the guy that goes to the conferences, the entrepreneur conferences. I sit there and I record every single speech, and I'll listen to them, on and on and on and on. I know I told you a couple times. Um, I forgot his name now. I'll drop it in the link below. But
yeah.
you know, I think there's certain skills that we think we learn from other people's speeches or encouragement. I think there's something that you hear from someone else. And like I said, we're going to go on the motivation topic, everyone. So inspiration and encouragement will be in the following episodes. But for motivation in particular, like, you're 100% right. You know, you go to those conferences, they sell out in seconds. Why? Because there's somebody who you're looking at idolizing, who is speaking on things that you may already have heard. But the fact that you're speaking it from somebody that you idolize, we take that, and I think we kind of try to build something up in our brain that now that you heard that, you're going to change something in your life.
And Sal, to piggyback on that, and we go out and buy the program. They may be selling a program.
Yep, it's always a sale.
Spend
yeah,
hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, and how many people have done that? And then within a short period of time, it's part of the archives.
Mm-hmm.
They never look at it again. Okay, so that's the motivation. The powerful speaker touched something, got them going, but they didn't have the inspiration, so therefore they put it to the side. And I'll bet you when you go to these conferences, there's 8.5, if not 9 out of 10, that don't follow through.
100%.
Yeah, so
100%.
So, yes. So go ahead. Let me hear. So
I went to that conference, and I gotta say there was thousands of people there, you know, and everybody, you know, you hear Grant Cardone, Brad Lee, all these big time entrepreneurs, investors, businessmen, and these people in this room genuinely believe that you sitting in this room is going to make you a successful person.
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins is great.
Yeah.
But like I said, you know, you could be a great speaker, but like you said, if you don't have that fire within you, if you don't have your purpose, if you don't have the vision, if you don't have the inspiration to go and actually chase down that goal, take what you're hearing into, you know, and building something with it, it's really nothing. You know, you need to set a foundation before you build a house. You know, if you put the house on the grass, what's going to happen? It's going to fall apart. And I think that's a key. It's a key focus on a lot of people that they don't really take that into consideration. But let's hand it over to Doris. What are your thoughts on motivation, Doris?
I think that a lot of people want to change at least a single thing in their life, right? But it's very challenging to find that motivation to help you first understand what do you need to change? Why do you need to change it? And then what are the means? What are the steps that you have to follow to do that change? So motivation is super important because it's that drive that helps you achieve the goals that you set up for yourself. It can come from outside sources like motivational speakers, motivational books, but as you both have actually said, in the conversation, there is also motivation that has to come from within you. That drive to achieve your goals, to fulfill your objectives, has to come from within you in order for you to actually get to do it. So it depends about a lot of things. How much do you want to achieve your goal or the change? What is it that you are expecting to gain from it? Why is this change important in your life? So you really need to have, in order to succeed, right, with this drive to fulfill the motivation, you have to understand how is it that you are going to solve that problems. And this actually goes back to our habits, you know. Sometimes the things that we would like to change are very difficult to be changed because we already have this behavior that we have done for a very long time that is very hard to change. So getting motivated is a very, very important thing. And it can be very challenging because your health can affect the motivation. We see a lot of people who have had, for example, COVID over the last couple of years, where they actually lose a lot of motivation to live their everyday lives, to work, you know, because of the problems, the health problems that they have. So mental problems can also affect you. If you are depressed, if you are anxious, if you are sad, if you just lost a loved one, you know, you lose the motivation for many things. So motivation is a very tricky thing, but it's just another emotion and another feeling that can be changed and can be improved. So,
What I like what you just said, Doris, is you say that things happen in your life that kind of seize that motivation, right? But it's those same exact things that destroy your motivation that can become your biggest inspiration.
that's right.
You know?
And so, one of the ways how you can improve motivation in your life is by remembering the things that you have been successful at. Because all of us, at one point or another in our lives, we have been successful at something. So, remembering how success feels like is a good way to get your own internal motivation. Definitely learning from other people who have successful achieved something is another way to improve motivation. But within yourself, uh, you have to start by defining, right? By becoming aware of what is it that I want to change, what is it that I want to achieve, that I need to be motivated for. Once you have that a definition of your dreams or your goals, then you can start making steps that are very specific, that are measurable, that you can attain within a certain amount of time, that are realistic within your conditions, your life situation, and that are time sensitive so you yourself can hold yourself um, responsible for achieving these small goals. So let's just put a very simple example. If I need to give a good cleaning to my house, it's very overwhelming. But if I focus in just cleaning the tables within my kitchen, that is not as hard to do. That is attainable, that is realistic, and I can set a goal, right? And this is a very simple example. But there are many ways how we can do this to improve our motivation.
Okay.
I think we pretty much covered that. I can't wait till we get
Yeah.
into inspiration because I think that's really where that's the meat and potatoes. So, how about this? You know what?
Yeah.
We got it done in 12 minutes. Everybody who's watching this right now, tune into the next episode where we actually cover inspiration, which, as you can tell by where this conversation went, is really where it all happens. Um, so, with no further ado, we're gonna end this video. I'm your host, Sal Liotta,
I'm your host, Gary Lombardi.
And I'm your host, Doris Vidal Dorsch.
and tune in to the next episode on inspiration.